Hey travelers, it's the OCD Traveler, and I'm back today with another foray into my ownership in Royal Resorts. So about a year and a half ago, I bought 2,600 points annually at Royal Resorts. I'm embarrassed to tell you that I spent $30,000. I got a little bit of a cash discount, but I had been to Grand Residences in Puerto Morelos something like 7 or 8 times. So it made a lot of sense for my wife and I. Got a couple of return trips that were fully covered. But then, a year and a half into ownership before using any of our points, Royal Resorts sold all of its interest to Holiday Inn Club Vacations and divested 2 of the resorts, one of which was the Royal Uno, which was their second best property and their newest one, which is now going to be a Hilton resort. So I wrote another piece on that, which I will link above. But so far, everything I read shows that Grand Residences continues to have the same great survey results and customer reviews that they had before. But now I'm curious what happens when I call them to try to book my first ever point-based vacation. I have 5,200 total resort points. I'm gonna check 3 different dates. It's in October right now. I'm going to check President's Day next year to see if they have availability then. That's my number 1 choice. Number 2 choice will probably be next week, so middle of October for my anniversary with my wife. And then if that runs out, I'm gonna check Thanksgiving and Christmas anywhere. But look, I'm not holding my breath. And I'm not smart enough to know how to produce a telephone call through video. So I gotta default to speaker mode, but here we go. Hey, do me a favor and hit like and subscribe so you can see more of my Grand Residences content. I'm going back there soon. If you're not familiar, let me share a little bit about Grand Residences. It's in Puerto Morelos, Mexico. It's about 20 minutes south of the Cancun airport. It's on El Cid Boulevard. It shares a beach with the El Cid Resort and Marina. There's a look at that beautiful water. It's only about 60% complete. There's another expansion that they're planning on building. You can see it, the vacant land in the distance there. But the resort is very high-end. It's very well maintained and it's pretty small. I think there's right around 120 villas, so it's very easy to traverse. That's a waterfront villa, which is just gorgeous, but it's a very lush resort. It's got a lot of high-end finishes, which you can see in the kitchen. You'll find it in the bedroom. And the service as well as the food is second to none. It was really designed to be a luxury resort with both a fractional ownership program as well as point-based, which I talked about. Here's a look at some of the food coming up, but it's very top-notch, and that's what a lot of owners were really concerned about when a major brand like Holiday Inn Club Vacations, who's just known for efficiency suites, took over. And the question becomes, is there now too many folks trying to get into these rooms, and what will it do to the level of service? So let's go ahead and give Royal a call and see if I can book a room. All right, so here we go. We're gonna call Elite Member Services. That's me, I'm Elite 888. Well, as is typical, I'm not used to calling folks, so it took a little while to actually track down the right phone number to call, navigate the IVR, and before long I was in queue. They did note that the call was going to be recorded for monitoring, so there is no need to disclose that I was recording. Here we go.
Thank you for waiting. Your call is very important to us. Please stay on the line and our next available agent will be with you shortly.
A few moments later.
Thank you for calling Senator Club. My name is Javier. May I have your membership number, please?
Javier, I believe it's 17. It wasn't 17 anything. It took a little bit of time, but Javier, who is a very great customer service representative, walked me through finding my membership number. We validated a bunch of information, the typical authentication with phone number, email address, and address, and before long, we were right into the meat and potatoes of the reason for my call.
And, sir, how can I help you today?
Javier, I've never used my points, and I know I've got to use them by the end of May, so I was calling to see how I check on availability.
Okay, I can check the availability for you, sir. The system shows me that you have available 5,200 points that will expire on April the 30th of 2024, sir. So, can you tell me the dates that you're looking to travel?
All right, the first time frame I was looking at is 16th through the 20th or the 15th through the 19th of February 2024. Look, you don't want to watch every single part of me going through the process of trying to get a room, but the first thing I did is I asked about the 16th through the 20th, as you heard. No rooms were available. So trust but verify, I did go on to their owner's website, and as you can see, I'm putting in February 16th, looking for 3 nights in a master suite, and it pretty quickly came back and said that no rooms were available. So both Javier as well as the owner's website said that there were no rooms available for President's Weekend, which was my #1 request. And then after that, I went to Thanksgiving, but I did find one disturbing discovery. I left the owner's area of the Royal Resorts website, and I tried to just book a room from February 16th through February 19th. And as you can see, there is a 1-bedroom master suite that is available for booking with a cash pay, but they did not offer this room to me by way of points. Now that makes no sense to me. I've got $30,000 outlaid versus somebody that can just come in and buy this for a couple of $1,000s. So that is my first challenge point. Why don't owners have rights to rooms over a general renter? But I was on to Thanksgiving, which is actually my second choice. Look, 6 weeks before Thanksgiving, it is totally acceptable to me that there is no available time frame, but as you can see, I tried to load the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. It didn't even come up as an option. Looked like I could arrive on Thanksgiving, so we selected that as a beginning date and then an end date a couple of days later and checked. But as you can see, there's just general blackout, so couldn't actually get in there if I wanted to. I confirmed that with Javier, said as well there was no availability. They did offer me adjacent time frame, like during the week of the 26th of November, but that just wasn't going to work for our family. So we were on to our October time frame, and I'll let you listen to that part of the call.
Looks like probably yes. Just let me double check it. Or we have also a master suite, but it's a beachfront for the same nights from the 14th to the 18th, and that will be using 2,935 points. Yes,
And I'm sorry.
from October the 14th to the 18th.
Oh, that was the 14th. And I'm going to save you the boredom. So, locked and loaded October 14th through the 18th by anniversary in a master suite beachfront. It's an excellent room. I'm excited to get it. So, as I round this out, I thought the experience overall calling into the contact center was great. The only disappointment I had is that I was not able to book that President's Day weekend when it was available, again, for rent, but not for point owners. So, October 14th through the 18th, experiencing my favorite room, Master Suite Beachfront at Grand Residences, and I can finally see, has there been a decline in service since Holiday took over? Now let's take a look at what this would have cost me out of pocket. I put in those same dates, October 14th through the 18th, and as you can see, there is a 1-bedroom master suite available. And if I paid for that out of pocket just for the room itself, it would have cost me $586.90 a night, total of $2,300, but I believe there's some extra fees added in. So with taxes, $3,122.32 is essentially what I'm saving in air quotes by being an owner. Let's talk turkey, shall we? $28,500 was my initial buy-in. I've paid 2 annual fees for a total of $1,200, so overall my buy-in is $29,700 so far. Look, I've also received some value. 2 return trips. I took the first one already last year for spring break. That's probably worth $7,000 for a week. My family of 4, all inclusive. And then the $3,122 that I'll get for this trip. So overall, I've captured $10,000 in value. And if you compare that to the overall price, again, $29,700, $10,122 of value so far captured, still leaves me about $20,000 left to capture, but I do have one more return trip. So it's all now a question of, can I get the value out of Holiday Inn? But look, hit like and subscribe if you'd like to see more of this. Again, I'm going in just a couple of days, so I'll have a lot of report outs on Grand Residences. So hit like and subscribe, and in the meantime, continue to plan, travel, and repeat. I am the OCD Traveler.